Very good evening, everyone. Let's wait for 5 minutes so this can join. So, all right, in case everyone are here. So, before we begin, does anyone have any clarification from our previous session so that we can move without any obstacles blocking you guys? So, does anyone have any clarification? Because you guys don't have any, I believe so. All right. Good evening, everyone. Once again, welcome to our second session. So, over the next week, we are not just going to learn Python syntax. We are going to learn how to think like an engineer and how to build robust real world application from the ground up. So by the end of this session, we will try to understand the architecture of the three complex real world applications. And also we try to identify WebSocket as a common technology like shared between these three projects. And we are going to build a functional real-time chat application using Python's fast API framework. So before you write a single line of code, I want to walk you through the types of project we are aiming to build. So these aren't simple scripts, they are complex, interactive, and solve real business problems. So let's look at the three examples of the project we'll be having. The first one, the AI assisted collaborative diagramming tool. Imagine, imagine a tool like Miro or a Google Jamboard, which is a digital whiteboard. Now imagine you and your team are in a brainstorming session, sketching out a complex flowchart. Your lines are wobble, your boxes are not aligned, and the text is all different size. It's functional, but it's very messy. So our first project is to build a real-time web-based whiteboard where multiple users can draw diagrams together. But here's the magic. Here what it makes it different from others. It will feature an AI assistant. With a click of a button, the AI will analyze the messy diagram, handwritten sketch, and automatically clean it up, like straightening the lines, aligning the boxes, standardizing the shapes, and formatting a text. For example, if the one text with another, like one word that the next word is not aligned, it will read it and it fix it for you the best way possible. Like if you have drawn here, let's just say rectangle, but in some weird way, it will just analyze it, find it that it is a rectangle. The user is wants to draw a rectangle, and it will just fix it for you. So this turns your rough brainstorming into a presentation diagram instantly. For example, if you're just trying to get a flow chart using just a pen with like circle, box, and like very rough, and now you want the AI to make it very perfect, like a professional flow chart. It will do it for you. This is what AI assistant collaborative diagramming tools. The two things, the most important here, I think, which I want you guys to focus on is that first, with collaborative, the next, like utilize the power of AI in it. So how would we build this? Here's a possible 4 week plan here. Week one, it would be the foundation. The backend team would set up a fast API server with a WebSocket endpoint. The main job is to create the logic that can receive a drawing action. For example, user A drew a line from x axis, y axis to x2 axis to y2 axis, just say like that, and immediately broadcast that action to every other user connected to the board. And the front end team would build a basic web page like HTML5 canvas, implement a simple drawing tools, shapes, pens, like thickness of the pen, etc., and connect to that WebSocket to see the drawings appear in real time for all the available users. Let me repeat again. The project decision is solely on you. Team will be divided among you guys. You can just say 4 people you are there. Decide yourself who will work on the back end, who will work on the front end. So the backend team would set up a fast API server with WebSocket as an endpoint. Because to create the logic that can receive here any type of drawing action. User A drew a rectangle, and immediately all that should be broadcasted to every other user connected to the board. The front team would build a basic web page with an HTML5 canvas. They'll implement drawing tools and connect all of these to WebSocket to see the drawings appear in real time. That's the week one plan. Moving to week two, we'll introduce the AI. The backend team would develop a new API endpoint that can receive an image of the diagram. They would integrate this with a powerful multimodal AI like just say Google Gemini that can understand the content of the image, whereas on the front end team would add a button, say a cleanup button that captures the current state of the canvas as an image, send it to this new AI endpoint. That's it for the week two. Thus, we will be adding a new API endpoint that can receive image as a diagram, and they integrate the API model like Google Gemini, which can understand the content of the image. The front team would add a button, a cleanup button, which functions that it will capture the current state. For example, if you have drawn something, you could take a screenshot of that one as an image, canvas as an image, and send it to the new API endpoint. That's for the week two plan. And we'll obviously going to have mid-project review. So before I move to week three and week four, does anyone have any clarification, any doubts?
Sir, as you mentioned that front end team will work on some different module and back end team will work on some different module. So like only
Yes.
one person will be doing this or another like there will be some team they will be doing it.
Oh no, no, like you'll be divided among a group by yourself. There's just say 4 people in your team will collaborate with each other, do how like strategies, what comes in here. So you will just plan according to yourself, choose whether you want to work on the back end or the front end, and just do what your partner does. Here in the project, what you have done is what matters the most. instead of the like final output doesn't matter. What you have done in that project is what matters here. So if you are
Okay.
doing something, please collaborate with the front end team and the back end team and do it all together so that it doesn't uh, just hinder anything.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
All right. Now moving to the week three, we'll be closing the loop. This would be a critical week. The AI will send back a structured representation of the clean diagram, likely in JSON format. The backend team job is to process this JSON format and translate it back into a series of clear drawing commands. The front end then implements the logic to receive these commands and completely redraw the canvas with a new clean diagram. So like in the previous thing we just converted the canvas to image, but here we'll get the image, which is in this JSON format, back to a canvas so it can literally look like that a user has created it so that we can change, we can erase, we can do anything. Let me repeat. In week three, we'll be closing the loop. The AI will send back the image of the clean diagram, likely in the JSON format. The backend team job is to process this file and translate it back into a clear drawing commands. The front-end team then implements the logic to receive these commands and completely redraw the canvas with a new clean diagram sent by the AI. And also, we'll add user accounts and the database to save the diagrams. Those for the week three. And for the final week, it's all about refining the user interface. We're creating a dashboard for the user to see the saved diagrams and making sure the entire experience is smooth and robust. That's for the week four. And we'll have a final project review where all of you guys will be presenting what you have done and how you have done, then there will be why. And as you can see, what tools and technology that you can use, it is not limited to that one. You can even go beyond that. For the backend AI, you can use Python, Fast API, WebSocket for collaboration, and API, Google Gemini or OpenAI, GPT-4, or Perplexity, anything. And for the database, Mongo, Postgre. For the front ends, will mostly go React if you want. You can even use HTML5 canvas. And you can use Git or a Docker for DevOps. So what I want from the final is, I want a real-time collaborative web application, and I want AI-powered feature that automatically cleans and standardizes user diagrams, and I want user accounts and a diagram saved in a database, and I want a complete source code repository with full setup and user documentation for final project submission. Sorry guys, I had a bad internet. Give me a second. Okay, before I begin, does everyone have their project details PDF with you?
Yes, sir, we have.
All right, perfect. Because I'm not able to share my screen. It will be very helpful if you guys just open it for me. So it will be like we can just begin with that one. All right. If you guys don't have any clarification regarding project first, we'll move to project second, which is a real-time urban microclimate map. So let's think about a weather, a standard weather report that tells you the temperature for the whole city. But we all know the city is not uniform. One side of the street can be a scorching hot sun, while other side is cool, breezy. In the shade of a building, there will be a lot of trees. The temperature will just differ. If you stay in the city, you know how it works. Like if you go to weather, if you say what's the weather for the let's say Bangalore, we just show you 30 or 28, 30. But if you live in somewhere in the outskirts where there is a lot of trees, the weather will be quite down. It will be like a from between 20 to 25, but not exceeding 25. Like it's not accurate. So traditional weather station can't capture this. This project is about creating a hyper local comfort map of a city. By analyzing public webcam feeds in a real time, our application would infer conditions like sun exposure, wind moving through trees, and even wetness on the ground after rain. It's like a live map of comfort. Listen, let me just say it once again. We'll get the webcam feeds in real time. Our application would infer conditions like sun exposure. We'll capture wind moving based on the trees picture, and even we see the wetness on the pavement after the rain. So who would use this? City planners see how they design affect local conditions. A food delivery service can route its delivery partner to somewhere which is not raining or a more pleasant way, or you can use it to find the most comfortable walking path in the morning, or even for someone who wants to come into the city and they want to buy something, they can see the traditional chart, which side of the city is much cooler than the other side. There are a lot of things out there. Are you able to understand the point of why are we doing the real-time urban microclimate using public webcams? Also, we can even add something. We can have a brainstorming, like what all the things, how can we add instead of doing webcam, we can just do some other things as well. Correct. So the development plan would look like something like this. Please. Guys, when did I lose my connection again? Can anyone tell me where was I? Anmol?
So we were on the second project and we were discussing like what will be the architecture.
All right. Okay. We'll discuss the week wise plan. Okay. So development plan would look like this. Please open the week wise development plan. For the week one will be data ingestion and display. The backend team will build a service that continuously fetches images from a list of public webcams, get a demo file from anywhere is possible. Like you'll get it a random street map, you can just take it out. The front-end team would set up a web page with an interactive map using a tool like Leaflet or Mapbox, if you heard of that, and a placemakers on each webcam's location. You can just look like you can just point something. Let's just say you're in Bangalore and you want to point MG road. You can just add some image there. Like if someone clicks there, some image pops up. Let's say for demo webcam of thing that we don't have to even go depth in that. Let me repeat. The backend team will build a service that fetches images from a list of public webcams. The front-end team would set up a web page with an interactive map using tool like Leaflet and or a map box. I would ask, I prefer Leaflet here. It's easy. And placemakers on each webcam location. For the week two, the first insight happens. Now we add the first layer of intelligence. The backend team would use a computer vision library. Can you even tell me what is a computer vision library? Just tell what is OpenCV, guys? What is the work of OpenCV? Can you would like to answer the question? Alok. Guys, have you ever worked on OpenCV? Can you even at least confirm me that one? Have you ever opened a work like OpenCV? What is the OpenCV?
Sir, it is used for image processing, computer vision, machine learning tasks.
Perfectly. Can you just give me a brief like how does it like how does it work? How does using OpenCV we can convert images into what? Or in most cases, even if you good, we'll be working on that. Okay. The backend team uses computer vision library, OpenCV, to analyze the images for sun and shadow. The front-end team would connect to a web socket to receive these live data and change the icon for a webcam marker, say from a sun to a moon based on real-time analysis. Let me repeat again. The backend team would use a library, OpenCV, to analyze the images to identify sun and the shadow. The front-end team would connect to a web socket to receive this image data and change the icon for a web marker that say it is a sun or a moon or something like that based on real-time analysis. And for the week three, we'll go deeper analysis. We get more advanced here. The backend team adds the more computer vision modules. One to estimate wind by detecting foliage movement, and another to detect surface wetness. The front-end logic is updated to display this new condition, perhaps with different icons or colors, all updated in real time. Let me just say once again, the backend team adds more models, one to estimate wind by detecting the full age and the movement of the trees from one picture to another picture, and another to detect the surface wetness as compared to other like has it all goes on comparison on depth of the saturation of the image here. The front-end logic is updated to display these new conditions, perhaps with the different icons or colors, all updated live. And for the final week, we refine the AI models for accuracy and polish the map UI. We could add a legend to explain the icons and maybe even create a smooth heat map like layer over the city showing the ebb and the flow of this microclimates. Like just like a previous project, the week four is all about refining it. We'll refine the AI models for accuracy, we'll polish the map UI for more smooth and robust. And we could also add legends to explain the icons, and maybe we can even create a heat map layer over the city to the flows of the microclimates. It will look more rich in class here. And we'll have a final project review. We can use Python. Like, as you can see, in every backend, we are depending on WebSocket and Fast API because this is something we are going to be in touch for all of the whole months. And for the database, you can use Redis, Postgre, and front end, we can use React, Leaflet, or Mapbox. And what we want from you guys is I want a pipeline that analyzes the public webcam fields to infer microclimate conditions. When I say public webcam feeds can get a demo data from anywhere, a random image works, no issues. And next, I want easier live data and a documented API that allows others user to query the real-time microclimate data. What it means is that if someone wants to check something, let's say what is the climate of that state, with this search, we can just get it off. And like usual, complete code report with documentation and how to install. Any doubt on projects suck in, people? Like even if you're getting some like ideas here, what we can do, what the alternative ways we can do for more efficient and efficiency and effectiveness here. So we can even have a discussion here. We can even discuss like if whether if it work or not. Any clarification, people?
No, sir. As of now, we don't have any doubt. But during like developing the project, we will be like having some uh, doubt. So, will there be any discussion during that time?
Obvious, like we'll have a discussion. Like you guys will be doing project. Meanwhile, we'll be having sessions. So if any doubt, we can even ask at the same time. Like there won't be any because we'll be dealing with each and everything one by one. So let's hope for the best.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. All right. I don't know why you guys didn't have this question. If you know WebSocket is something which is like old and outdated, which been used for years. Does anyone of you know what is the alternative way of a WebSocket which is more better than the WebSocket itself? Anyone just give me what is WebSocket and that's if you guys know like what is the alternative version of a WebSocket, we can even have a discussion on that one. All right, let me just finish this project three. We'll move on. Guys, please go to the project three. The gamified server shepherd log monitor. Now, what is this exactly? Our final project idea tackles a common problem for tech companies. Monitoring server logs is something which is very big and headache. This is a critical but often boring and stressful task. Like engineers stare at lines of text, scrolling by, looking for error code, finding this and that, all bunch of data. So if you know what is a server logs look like, then you would know what the headache it causes. So this project transformed the task into an engaging, collaborative game-like. Imagine a dashboard that visualizes a server farm, has a peaceful feel. Every successful request, let's just say a 200 status code, appears as a happy white sheep entering the field. A page not found error 404 might be a harmless brown sheep, but a critical server error, just a 500, appears as a sick red sheep that collapses. So the people can see, the whole team can see it instantly and they can just see it. They can even click it. Let's say if I click the white shape, I'll get to know the status. If I click the brown shape, something like that, like more good way. The plan to build this server shepherd, please go to weekwise plan. First, we'll have a log pipeline. The backend team would develop a lightweight Python agent that can be installed on a server to watch a log file. When a new line is returned to the log, the agent sends it to our central fast API server. The front team would use a graphic library like P5JS or 3JS, if you know what it is, to create a basic visual, a green field, and a single sheep objects. Let me repeat. The week one plan is simple. We'll develop a lightweight Python agent that can be installed on a server to watch a log file. For example, when a new line returns to the log, the agent will catch it and send back to our central fast API server. That's it. The front team would use graphic library, 3JS or P5.js. Please have a look on what it is after this session. To create a basic visual, for example, the first a green field, a single shape object for as a demo. And for the week two, we'll bring logs to life. The backend server will implement logic to parse the incoming log text, structure into a JSON format, and broadcast into over a WebSocket. That's it. A logic that parse the incoming log text, structure the incoming log text to JSON, and broadcast the incoming logic text, incoming text log, which got structured to JSON to a WebSocket. Whereas for the front team, would connect to this WebSocket and implement the code logic. Like when a message comes in, it will spawn a new sheet and color it based on the log status code. And for the week three, we'll have interaction and intelligence. The backend would add more complex logic. So this project is basically full of logics, like detecting a sudden spike in traffic. Let's say for this condition, we'll have a stampede of sheep, or calculating the overall error rate. We'll have a simple math there also. The front-end team would become more interactive at this point. A developer could click a sick sheep, a red sheep, to see the detailed log message and acknowledge the error. Or maybe note the error. Maybe we can just keep it aside to point it out later. He can work on that. Something we can even come uniquely. Perhaps making the sheep turn gray to show it has been added. We can even add that one. A red sheep can take a note. If worked on, it will turn into gray sheep, meaning to know that it was red before, now it's gray because it has been handled. Whereas for the week 4, gamification and polish happens. Finally, we polish the animations and add UI elements like error counter, sound effects, and a historical event logs so the system would be robust, real-time, and genuinely useful for a DevOps team. So if you ask me from these three projects, what will be the most useful and solve the problem is this third project. Let me repeat the week 3 and week 4 since it is critical thing. In week 4, whenever there is stampede of sheep, will indicate that has a sudden spike in traffic, or we can even calculate error rate. And at this point, the front end should be more interactive. Like a developer could click its red sheet to see the detailed log message and acknowledge the error and turn the red sheet into gray when it has been handled. And week 5, all about polishing the animations, adding UI elements like counter, sound effects, historical event logs. And for this part, backend is Python, fast API, WebSocket as usual. In Python, we can use Watchdog library as a log agent. For the front end, we can use React.js, P5JS, or 3JS for graphics. And for the database, we use InfluxDB or Prometheus for storing time series like error rates here. And what I want with the final deliverable is that an agent that shifts logs in real time, a real-time server that processes logs and broadcasts events in real time, an interactive gamified web dashboard that visualizes server health based on the sheets. And as usual, a complete source code with all the installation thing and a documentation. Does anyone have any doubt in the project? Third,
Sir, uh,
yes, correct.
uh, which platform can be used? Is it PyCharm like that?
Well, it's totally dependent on you. What I would suggest is go to the studio. It is best as compared to now. It has many type of uh, compatibility, and we have extensions too. We have a co-pilot which will also help write the code for you.
Okay, sir. Thank.
Right. So we have three very different projects: a drawing tool, a live micro map, and a gamified dashboard. But did you notice the one piece of technology they all share? Can anyone tell me what is it these three share? Anyone? What is the one piece of technology that these all three projects share among themselves? Come on, guys. In every single week one, the backend team's first job was to set up a fast API server with WebSocket to broadcast information in real time. So this is a foundational skill. Understanding how to create persistent two-way communication channel is the key to unlocking all of these modern interactive applications. The first thing for the first day homework for you guys to build something. Just set up a fast API server with WebSockets and have your the mini chat system. I'll guide you how. What you can do is you can use fast API library. You can create an instance for fast API class. How you then you can even use a path decorator. If you must have use how a path decorator, path operation decorator works in fast API. Even if no, in next session we'll be able to go to that once again. But I want you guys to just know it for your own. Like for the simple chat room, what you can do is you can create async queue WebSocket endpoint, and you can connect with your manager.connect WebSocket. Okay, no issues. Maybe we'll do that in next session because we are short in time and I don't want to put too much on your head right now. All right. Does anyone have any clarification until here in the project? So before that, I want to say, please open project instruction file. It's important. Does every one of you guys have a project instruction file there? Okay, please have a go through once there. I'll tell you what is not there. If someone who doesn't complete the project is totally goes on themselves, it won't come on us. If you want to work independently, you can even work independently, no issues. If your teammate does not collaborate and not able to collaborate properly and this hindering your project, you can please inform the admin there and there itself. So then we can have a work on that. We can even reschedule the group. And then what I want is you can use AI as much as you can. There is no limitation in that, but get to know what's happening exactly. When I'm asking, say, like, what happens in the project, as in my experience, what happens? You guys build everything from tip top, everything is there. But when I ask how this logic works, no one in the team was able to respond because they totally depend on the AI. But they forgot to know but they left the point of understanding how this is happening. There is where learning happens. So please make sure when you use AI help, learn from it, learn how it's able to help you back. And what is in the like, please respect and contact, have a mutual respect, have a professional behavior among yourself. Like you will form a group on WhatsApp or somewhere. So make sure you maintain professional ethics there so that don't see all of you guys are like interns. You have to collaborate, so keep it professional and be proactive and take the responsibility for the portion of your project. Keep communication open, and if there is any conflict happen, if you resolve it by yourself. If it's not there, you can reach out to admin anytime. Please understand the consequences. If you all this last thing, if you witness or experience misconduct, report it immediately. These are the three things you have to follow. And from this first session starts, you can work on the project at the same time, at the same space, so that you can learn and do it. And if any doubt, we can even clarify then and there. All right, guys, does anyone have any clarification now? All right, I guess you guys don't have any clarification. Okay. So we won't waste much time. We'll just wind up sooner today, so since it was just a project overview. From the next session, we'll be moving on with something we're going to do in life. And let me say it beforehand, we are going to write code from the scratch. And I'm going to explain each and every point on the meeting itself. And I won't be sharing any type of materials because I don't want to depend on that, but I want you to know from there. Do it by myself. Do it as like I'm doing side by side. Anyways, you can have the meeting itself, meeting videos, recording, so no issues then. All right, guys, thank you for joining. I'm looking forward to meet you next session. We'll be moving into codings and we'll build everything from scratch. But I guess if you guys don't have any doubt, we can leave and have the rest of the evening. Great, guys. Thank you for joining. You all can leave. I'm not able to close the meeting, so you can leave. You're welcome, Maria. Thank you.
Sir, from which day the training will start?
That you will get information regarding on that, Samartha. Since we are just beginning, we have combined two batches in this one. So we are working on that. One is started. It will start maybe day after tomorrow or tomorrow mostly. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So let's give it a day after tomorrow. But I'm not sure again. It will happen.
Yeah, okay. And sir,
All
I
right.
want to ask that one side we will do training and other side we will work on it. Correct?
Exactly.
Means simultaneous work we will do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And sir, what will be the time of the training? Means period.
Uh, as per the syllabus which you have got, what time period has been added there?
Means I want to ask hours. How much hours it will take daily?
Daily an hour, 1 hour,
Yeah,
just 1 hour daily.
1 hour. Okay. And
Yes.
sir, on all three project we will work.
No, it's totally on you. You can choose one project. You can work on one project.
Okay, only one project we can work.
Depends on how many, what type of internship you have joined.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right, guys. I'm leaving. If there is any clarification, please check that.